So I have some questions.
Fair enough.
Okay, I'm starting to figure out what you've done here. I see.
It was Soon's idea. I just joined
No,
excitedly.
yeah, I 100% did not think this was you. From as soon as I saw what was happening here, I knew this was a Soon decision.
It started with us. Soon had the idea. Hey, let's just. It's funny that all our thralls are acting, not in sync on the stage. Let's have some fun with that. And so we just had them doing all kinds of crazy stuff, like they were all doing their own individual, unique dances. And then Soon said, "Well, hey, what if we gave them a haka? What if we gave all of them a haka?" And oh, by the way, did you notice that there's people upstairs watching you down there too? There's
Uh,
actually people up here yelling, doing hakas at you.
well, there was no way I was going to notice that until I took out the small ceiling you guys built.
That's all Soon. I put the horse there. That was my. I thought it'd be funny to put a horse there watching you as well.
That was
This
pretty
is what
funny, yeah.
yeah, audience. This is what Alex woke up to. This, and he was locked in. He couldn't get out of the
Yeah.
area.
Let me move.
He broke apart for himself.
I imagine
uh,
this is not helping the loading issues.
it's actually I'd forgotten that this had happened. So that's actually probably had a good thing to do with why the game took a while there. But
J.
yeah,
Juggy Jiff. Oh,
what's that?
J. Juggy Jiggle Muffin?
That 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 one's on me. She's got
Alright then.
penguins, so I thought, well, that's an appropriate name. Everyone else is coming up with silly names. Why not me too?
I see we went for as many stripper names as we could get.
that was that was soon.
That sounds like Soon, yes.
Ah, my ex-girlfriend, the name she chose as a stripper was Kitty, and I'm not doing that. I
Oh,
will.
I see.
Yeah, she chose it because she loves cats, but since I also love cats, I'm not going to do that to any of the characters in this game. That's, as far as I'm concerned, that's a whatever a oh, I can't think of the word.
Forbidden phrase.
Well, that too, but the specific term I'm looking for is misappropriation. She totally, like almost ruined kitties by making herself the kitty stripper. Very silly. But anyway, this is Eddie. There's a bunch of characters basically screaming in the game right now. I have to. If I don't respond to you guys immediately, or if I sound like I'm really confused, that's what I'm doing is trying to fix this. How do I do it? Oh, right.
I figure at least some of those are your own followers, but I'm gonna. I guess
Well,
part of my project today is to build some stuff where we can. Okay, I like the little tent pavilion you guys have got set up for these animals.
oh, thank you. I did that.
Yeah, and
It was
you
my
fig.
process of. Oh, I'm sorry. Go on.
Oh, nobody's been able to figure out how to get rid of the eternal wooden box there, though, that I bugged out at some point in a past
Oh, I didn't
recording.
know. I was wondering why that was there. I just thought that was, someone just didn't want to do anything with it. I will see if I can move it. I probably can't if you guys haven't.
Yeah,
But yeah.
at some point, I tried to move that up to our castle, and it bugged out and has been frozen there ever since.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll give it a shot. I don't think I'll have any luck, but I'll give it a shot. The animal pavilion was my attempt to both do something with that tent that I found. Tents aren't super crazy hard to find, but they're pretty rare. And I thought, well, we're not really, I'm trying to clear out the loading a little bit and make it a little bit thinner up there in the castle as far as live creatures. Um, I don't yet know how that's going to work if we start getting thralls, but I don't think anyone else is interested in thralls, at least like keeping them on their person. So I don't know. We'll have to see what happens. But anyway, that's why all the animals are down there. I thought, well, I'll put them in a spot. Looks kind of neat.
Yeah. I'd love to make some trips down to the Gorilla City to level up a bunch of those guys, but I'm near always busy with something else.
Yeah, understandably, you definitely have to devote the time because you've been super building. Like for you, first it was sorcery. Now you're like super getting into the building. It's very addicting. I don't blame any of you guys for doing it.
Yeah.
Um, the thrall system, the thralls alive or whatever it was. In fact, let me see if it's active. I can't quite remember. I think you
I
have
have
to.
it on the mod list.
Yeah, but I think for some reason that one has to be activated by putting in a command. It also said you could do it by looking on the Yeah, see, the same thing as with my single player game. It says that you can also do it with a button. Well, does it show up in your admin mod list where you can like look at all the mods that are active, like in game? You can tweak them through a menu. I think you said.
Nope, I never said that.
Oh, I thought you did. I thought that maybe you were looking at it. There was a mod that allows you to. Yeah, we were talking about there's a mod that allows you to basically have an interface in the game. It's like an admin mod to where you can kind of shortcut to all the different like activate or deactivate or whatever all the various mods that you've installed. And you might remember I said, "Oh, that sounds really cool," but that would only work if the people who designed those individual mods made it to where that menu would work with their specific mods.
Ah,
Do you
yes,
recall
there
that?
is the mod control panel, though as far as I know, the only mod we've got that works with that is the less building restrictions mod.
Okay, I will look into it then. I know that there's a command then that was successful for me. It's weird. I guess it has something to do with how complicated the mod is. Because again, it is complicated. It's mostly user friendly. It's kind of like with the mirror, to where it makes sense if you once you know what you're doing, once you know the process. It's like, okay, well, I sort of get the flow of what they were doing, but it's not necessarily something you would guess. It's kind of like that sort of structure. And I think because it's got that complication, it's a pretty wide-ranging mod. You can actually designate specific paths that the character will patrol. You can make the characters train. You can specifically choose what they train on, and they actually go out and train. They will actually like train on an archery dummy and stuff like that. It's really cool. Excuse me. But in order to make any of this active, you apparently have to you have to do the enter the command. So let me
Yeah.
go check that out now. I think Soon's gonna love it. So far, I'm really enjoying it.
All right.
Yeah. So thank you for adding it. By the way, I don't think I got the chance to thank you.
Oh, no problem.
Yeah, appreciate it. I know that you're trying to keep a mostly pure experience, and as far as I know, the only deliberate cheat is again just making yourself able to have more thralls. Since I'm the only person who seems to really go for the thralls, that should be okay. I just don't, I just have to not intentionally get a bunch extra, which is pretty easy to
Yeah.
avoid. Or I haven't found this in the menu yet. It's in there somewhere. I think you can specifically make the number an exact number, like from I think 3 through 10, something like that. And if one finds such a menu, they can always always do it that way.
Yeah.
Other than that, I don't think there's any cheats to it. And here's the command.
It is a bit of a cheat having them be able to train on their own without you taking them over to like Gorilla City or whatever to train them up. But honestly, like
I guess
that
you're
one,
not wrong.
that one, like to me, is like it's just such a pain in the ass that I'm fine with the mod making it where there's a more convenient way of doing it.
I guess maybe one way of going about it is perhaps maybe, and this still would be a cheat, I suppose, but maybe we could train, like if there are mods, like you said, you wanted to go to Gorilla City, maybe we could train them for just a couple of levels to make them to where they're not quite so easy to get massacred in like a single battle, and then train them normally. Maybe kind of give them a little bit of a boost just to make them a little bit readier for combat, but I guess that's subjective. That would depend on the individual user. We don't
I
need
don't
to.
really have an issue with it. Like it's really just a time saver mod because hypothetically we could do it ourselves, but
Right. Yeah, in that particular case, I didn't really think that it was a cheat, but I hadn't really considered it. But you are right. It is jumping ahead. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'll leave that up to you guys. I could take it or leave it.
I mean, it really, like, it doesn't make a whole lot of difference because no matter what we would do with every newer thrall is take them down to Gorilla City because that's the place that gives them the best XP without endangering them. You know?
Excuse me. Yeah, that does seem to be the consensus. Yeah, I've never taken thralls there specifically just for that, but I know that both you and Soon said that that's a pretty good place to go without any real serious danger.
Yeah, the gorillas just don't do that
I
much
think you said
damage to thralls, but
birds.
they. Yeah, the shoe bills don't give very good thrall XP. What I said was what I said was that if you rush straight there in your own single player game, or when you rush straight there with a new character, a new player character, shoe bills provide a shocking amount of XP for player characters.
Oh, right, I do remember you saying that. Yeah, so gorillas are really the prime target from the sound of it.
The weird thing is, okay, so this is needlessly complex, and if you misunderstand, then I understand. But so shoe bills don't give very much XP to thralls.
Right.
Gorillas
Excuse me.
do,
Right.
right?
Yes.
But for your player character, they seem to give about the same. Because thralls and player characters take different amounts of XP from each enemy, right? For some reason.
Right. Something like that.
So for your player character, if you've just started the game and you're stuck with, stone tools and you want to rush up to like, I want to get iron, I want to get steel, you go. I noticed I could go over to the jungle and get a lot of XP from shoe bills very easily.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I thought you were done.
No, yeah, I'm pretty well done. The gorillas, like,
Oh,
you can
okay.
also, like, gorillas though seem to not really provide that much benefit for, relatively speaking, how hard they are if you're going up against them with stone tools. So that's the extent of what I had to say.
I see. Yeah, and just to make it clear, I didn't want to. I wasn't like acting like, oh, are you finished? Good. I
No,
was. That was one of the few times I was actually trying to do a really good job of not interrupting you, and this time it turned out you were done. I kind of waited there a little extra.
oh no, it's fine.
But yeah, either way, it sounds like that's definitely the area to go. Before you guys started saying that, I was essentially focusing on the savannah and the rhinos and elephants. I think they're comparable in experience, I think, but I believe they take a little bit more damage. Not significantly, but you also don't want to get caught with the giant elephant, which can happen.
Yeah, I don't want to. I never wanted to futz with the savannah, partly because the tigers will still wreck you pretty
Oh
easily when
yeah,
you're,
yeah, I hadn't thought of that.
and just because like it would like the elephants and rhinos still have really high armor ratings, and all the stone tools suck at beating armor.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That makes sense. How do we, on a slightly different subject here, how do we make papyrus? Just a bunch of plant fiber, maybe?
I believe so, though I've actually never really stopped to do it.
I never bothered either, but it turns out that it's an integral part to this thrall mod. You actually literally write up your commands and stuff on sheets of paper, and you put them in like an administrative desk. It's pretty neat.
All right.
Yeah, so I got to get to doing that. Actually, let me double check the artisan table just to make sure that we have the ability to make said object. Um, I'm not sure if that did work. Well, I'll have to try a cheat here and see.
Hmm.
Just to look and see. Should have worked. I did the command.
Not gonna lie, if Soon was here, I'd really be wishing to send him off on a mission here.
For the monkeys?
No, no. I still would really like a black blood pickaxe.
Oh, I would have no problem going back over there. Well, wait, Black Blood, Black Blood. That was not the Harpies, was it? It was.
It was.
It was. Yeah, I wouldn't have any trouble doing that once I'm actually before I get started on this project. Once I find out that I can do this, like once I'm in the game here, knowing that the mod has kicked in or whatever, I wouldn't mind going over there and checking for one. Because you
Yeah.
can't really risk it. Your character's so weak from the sorcery, but I can handle it. Me and my thralls can do it for you.
Yeah. I mean, it's not really a risk. It'd just be like kind of a waste of my time, knowing that I'd go over there just to get my ass beat. You know.
Fair enough.
Like that's the thing about us playing on the easy mode is that we know there's no such thing as risk for our player characters. Death has no consequence.
For the most part.
The thralls are the ones that are risky, but I don't usually run around with all thralls.
Yeah, strangely enough, you don't even go with your zombies most of the time. Just not interested in the system.
I usually forget to pick up anything because if even if I like wasn't interested in the system, I'd still pick up zombies. Like I just like I don't I never take the time to actually grind anybody up at Gorilla City.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this.
All right. I'm seeing that the mod I can spawn myself the items. I can cheat the items in, but I'm not seeing them at the artisan table. That's weird. I don't want to have to cheat to get the process started.
Do you have to complete a certain knowledge? Does the mod add a knowledge for it?
You know what? Maybe. Let me look. You might actually be
Most
right
of the
about that. I might have. I probably did. I didn't do that today, but it's entirely possible that the last time I tried the mod several days ago and didn't get anywhere with it because I wasn't sure if it worked. Maybe then I unlocked it. You could be right. Because I think most things require that knowledge, don't they? Special knowledge.
Oh
Yes, here
yeah.
it is right here. Yes, thank you. You are correct.
Yep, leadership apparently.
There it is. Yeah, there we go. Now everything's open. Cool. Yeah, I probably would not have thought of that for a while. Yeah, I forgot that so many things in this game need to be unlocked through knowledge, which is cool. Again, see that's one of the things I like that it's not just they don't just hand it to you. It's not like here's all the items, here's what you do, go straight to your character and tell them what to do, and you're set. No, I like that you have to unlock the knowledge, build a desk, fill the desk with notes that you write instructions on, blah blah blah. I like that. I think that's really super cool.
Yeah.
Difference between this game and I don't know. Well, to be fair, there were a lot of mods in Skyrim that were like that. A lot of Skyrim was good for allowing lots of possibilities, but it was not super good for letting you tweak the mechanics. Like I remember it took several years for them, well, about a year and a half maybe, for them to add building in the game, and even then it was limited just to your character's house. You only had like specific locations that you could build, and then people started making build mods to where you can go out and build all kinds of stuff pretty much anywhere you wanted, but it was still limited to the relatively primitive system that the game gave you.
Yeah.
Whereas this, there's so many pieces working right off the start, they really give you a lot to mess with. It's pretty great.
Yeah.
And now I just need to find, let's see, trying to think of a good place to put some of this stuff. Okay, I have some ideas. And let me get this horse out of here. Whoever's horse this was, it's the Mighty Steed of Justice. I'm not sure whose that is.
Soons.
Oh, okay. He must have dismounted it then. I just grabbed whatever horse was nearby and stuck it there. I thought it was funny that a bunch of thralls were doing hakas on you, and I thought, well, wouldn't it be funny if a horse was just standing there too, just like I want to join in, but I can't.
Yeah. I just
I
don't
don't
have the
have
ability.
What? What'd you say?
I just don't have the ability.
Nixon horse. I just don't have the ability.
These dancers are down with the devil. They love the fucking devil.
I love it. What was that the game for? What were they doing that for?
Silent Hill Downpour.
Oh, okay. That's one of the Silent. I really should watch their Silent Hill playthroughs. I remember when I found I didn't find it, but when I chose to start watching 3, it was like, wow, why have I been dragging my feet on this? It's another playthrough of their Silent Hill. It's my favorite series of that age, and oh, I love their playthrough of 1 and 2. And then I think 3 was just I was so disappointed with seeing the game again. And as a result, I thought their playthrough was so relatively unfunny and boring that I never went back through and watched the other ones, and I probably should. It's not fair
So you
to
missed
judge
the
all of them.
X?
I'm sorry?
You missed the X?
Silent Hill DX? Is that what you said?
No,
No,
the
missed
axe.
Oh, the axe. No, I have seen the clip of it. That's fantastic. He gets the axe and he just immediately winds up and gives it a nice big solid hurl straight into the fucking pit.
Yep.
It ties Downpour and the other one together because they send the X flying and in the next game it reaches them.
No.
I remember that they find an axe in whatever one that would be. I guess whatever Silent Hill game that would be, if that's what you're referring to.
Well, the guy. Okay.
No.
To provide an explanation, Silent Hill Homecoming. At one point, you find a fire axe at the bottom of a pit, and when they find that, Pat immediately jokes, "The axe you threw in Downpour and wound up here."
Oh yeah. I did see that. Yes, I saw the 2 clips in question. I just thought maybe there was another one.
No, that's the one.
The throwing clip is excellent because I mean obviously it seemed based on their reactions it seemed legit. I don't think it was pre-planned, and just that's one of the few times that Pat loses his shit and screams in such a way that it's like, yeah, I'm actually with him on this one. It looks like he just straight up. It wasn't even just that he accidentally dropped it and like slipped and ran off or something like, oh shit, oh I dropped it, I didn't mean to, I pressed the wrong button. I mean he just pressed the wrong button, but it's that the character actually wound up. He like took active strength and intention to pull it back behind his head and then just overhead, woof, and there it goes.
Yep.
Perfect hit. Perfect. I think Pat's line, and I won't imitate it because I have to yell, is, "Are you serious? Are you fucking serious?"
Yeah.
And Matt's like, "I pressed the wrong button."
Yep.
Which reminds me also of cat pressing the wrong button to heal himself when he didn't mean to in Resident Evil 7. And now that we're all together, we need to discuss when we're going to do that. Because I know Eddie, you've been wanting to. And last I talked to Alex about it, he was down with it. We just need to figure out a time, I guess, a date. I would say we can do it today, but I honestly have no idea how long I'm going to be up today. I've already been up 12 hours.
I'm really free to do it anytime.
Yeah, classes for me are starting up sometime only on Fridays and Saturdays. I don't fucking
Oh, okay.
know. They they, they did a bad job explaining when and how classes will be. Because it's like, "Oh, you choose when classes are. All right, cool. The stuff that I have to do in this semester overlaps.
Hmm,
they're on the same
that's
day in the
weird.
same time frame. How the fuck am I supposed to go to these classes, man?
Have you talked to them about it? That sounds like a total mistake.
No, I'm gonna have to reach out, but I haven't talked to them yet because technically I can't officially take those classes up yet anyway. I have to wait until the 6th. So I'm gonna have
Okay.
to probably wait until the 6th or something.
Yeah, I would just hate for you to wait too long and have them say, "Oh, well, why didn't you get a hold of us?" You,
Well, they
you definitely want to make sure that you
they
get it
they
in.
did a briefing yesterday, and they said,
Okay.
oh well, if you have overlapping classes, this was aimed at people who aren't doing this long distance. If you have overlapping classes, just go reach out to the teachers holding those classes, and then they'll just tell you whichever one is more important.
Oh,
Which, like,
okay.
for
Yeah.
one, not the most feasible for me. For two, doesn't seem realistic. Like, I'm gonna assume if you go up to two teachers and you go, hey, which one's more important, your class or the other guy's class? They're gonna say my class.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I'm unless they're very fair and objective, which they might be. Hard to say. Don't really
Yeah,
know what to expect out of something like that.
but yeah. So, like, let me check the actual, like, calendar, because, like, I should be free any other day aside from Friday and Saturday. But
Other
even
than
then,
Friday and Saturday.
yeah, that's pretty much it, I think. But even on those, if we do it like in the evening or something, then I should be fine because classes only classes should only last somewhere between like eight to what you call it 6 p.m. So like at 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. my
What would
time.
that be our time? Can anyone translate? I have no idea what the time is.
Let me
Well,
check because 6 p.m. my time is 12 p.m. yours, or at least W's. But
6 p.m. for you is 12 p.m. for us.
I believe so.
If so, that makes it easy. Then
Yes.
we're just 6 hours earlier than you.
Yeah.
Like right now, is it about almost 11 o'clock there for you p.m.?
It's almost 12.
Oh, okay. Then it's a 7 hour difference then, because it's almost 5 p.m. here. Well, for me anyway. You know what? You were right. You were going back time. I forget. 6 hours for Alex, 5 hours for me. I'm sorry, 7 hours for me. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So yeah, classes for me in Eastern time is between 2 a.m. and 12 p.m.
Yeah, that's an odd time. Well, they used to have night school. I don't know if they still do. I don't know if that's still a thing. I would assume so, somewhere.
Yeah, I would assume so as well.
But yeah, the best part is that there's a class. I think it's just like it's like Hungarian film history or something like that. Like specifically Hungarian film history. That the class runs the entire day.
Hmm. Okay, that's a little odd.
Yeah, because the other ones it's like half of a day, which is still a bit excessive, but I understand it. An entire day, like from the 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. is a bit long.
Yeah, sounds like a little much to me. Can't lie. Don't think I'd want to be in there that long.
Not ideal.
No.
But yeah, so once again, aside from that, I should be fine whenever.
All right. Today is what is today? Sunday?
Saturday technically.
Today's only
Well,
Saturday. Well, what is it for? I honestly don't even know what it is for me. My schedule is completely. I
yeah,
move around.
for you it should be Saturday still for a couple of hours. For me, it's
Okay,
almost Sunday.
I see. So maybe sometime within the next week.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, we'll have to see. I don't recall if you've played it before. Have you?
Me, no, I downloaded it and then I went. We'll play this together because W likes the videos where it's one guy who doesn't know what's up playing the
I
game
was.
and then
No, I'm sorry. I keep interrupting. Go ahead.
no, that's it. Then like the other people lead them on.
Yeah, that's actually. I'm glad for that. I didn't know that that's how Alex preferred it, but I do too. If I'm ever watching a playthrough, I've never actually participated in one with somebody who is new to a game. I think that's going to be fun. But I know that when I watch playthroughs, I prefer it when, say, for example, if it's a group of 2 or 3 people, I prefer when none of them have played the game. I prefer it to be completely new to all of them. Just interesting to see the reactions. And I can't speak for
It
Alex, but I know I will try. Like I, if you can spoil the game for yourself if you want to, but I'm not gonna. When we play, I'm gonna go out of my way to avoid spoiling anything, saying that anything's coming. Oh yeah, you're gonna want this for later. I'm gonna personally avoid all that. I want you to be as fresh as possible because that'll be for me. That'll be the most fun.
it really kind of depends though on like do they have this history with the franchise? Because I'll say like a big part of why I am more in favor of uh one of us already knowing the one that's not on the controls already knowing the game is partly because it can be rather difficult to talk if you're not the one with your you're not the one at the wheel and it's something that's completely fresh.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. I think that we can make enough conversation talking about Resident Evil and everything else, but I'm sure I'm certainly not going to dictate like no, don't make any hints at all towards anything else having to do with this game. I'm not gonna dictate just for my own
I mean,
self own credit.
talking about Resident Evil is gonna be interesting because I technically don't like Resident Evil because I don't like zombie media in general. So
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what you think about this one then. I loved it. I think you'll like it. It depends on how much you like first person action adventure games. Well, to an extent. It depends on more than that, but that has something to do with it.
Yeah.
And Alex, speaking of chatting, you've been rather quiet.
I
As
just
far as
haven't had anything to say about Addie's schooling or Resident Evil 7. It's just neither
oh,
have been topics I've anything to say about.
all right. Well, fair enough.
I'm sure at this point W wished I shut the fuck up about my schooling. It
No,
was
it's
just
fine.
complaining.
Have you been talking about it a lot with him before we been playing? Before I started playing with you
Yeah,
guys?
no, I've been talking a lot about Persona with W.
Oh, and you're not sick of Persona yet, huh, Alex?
No, but that's a series I've already played through the 3 games that Addie's playing through right now, so.
look at look at the random thread if you can.
Oh boy,
Uh,
what happened?
you'll have to fill me in.
Oh, yeah! Derek posted a screenshot of us in the voice chat masturbating quite impressively.
He was very impressed by that. I'm glad that I still have an influence even when I'm not in active chat. Did he have any comment with it, or was he just
He,
posting?
I have
he,
several
he,
questions that I'm not even sure I want to answer. Is what he said.
oh, I see that over in the wrestling thread. Okay, so, Mike, bit of wrestling news to drop on you. It was just like an hour ago announced that CM Punk has been fired from AEW.
Oh my god.
Yep.
Okay, so it's just straight up official. That guy is a fucking raging asshole, and no one likes him anywhere. And I
Yeah.
actually don't even mind the guy. Okay, all right, well,
Yeah,
sigh. I'm sorry, go on, by all means.
yeah, after a year ago when he got into a fight with the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega and seemingly a whole gaggle of people around them.
Yeah,
just
after quitting WWE and everyone was pissed at him there.
And just a few days ago, they had a big event in London. And I guess what happened was, Luke Perry's son, Jack Perry, works for AEW, right?
I did not know that, actually. Like the Luke Perry from 90210?
Yes, his son, Jack
Okay.
Perry, is a wrestler.
Okay.
And
Interesting.
Jack Perry is very much part of the Young Bucks, Kenny Omega sort of crowd.
And they're at least I only have one by a source, which is Cornette, but they're like super over the Young Bucks. They've got like Wade. I'm sorry. What's it? The ugly guy with the big ears, the wrestling guy. Wait.
Meltzer?
Yes, thank you. I kept on wanting to say Wade Keller. Yeah, he's got Meltzer. The Young Bucks have Meltzer. They have like all of AEW staff behind them. Apparently, the Young Bucks are like untouchable. That's what I hear.
Yeah, more or less. Yeah, they're
Okay.
but so that was a big issue, but ultimately like Punk they in the end decided to bring Punk back. Well, at the show they were putting on in London, I guess Jack Perry went up to Punk and said, well, I guess Punk was put in somewhat of an authority position in AEW
Oh,
as like a compromise for like, hey, we're sorry about the fight with the Bucks, which makes a lot of sense. Troublemakers, let's go ahead and give them an authority
yeah.
position.
See, I thought that he just liked to consider himself as being in an authority position. I didn't know he was actually given one. I thought that he like considered himself kind of like the locker room guy. I didn't know that was actually a thing.
Well, he was until recently, but yeah, they so Jack Perry went to Punk and said, I want to have, as part of this match, I want to have a spot where someone gets thrown through real glass. Not fake glass,
I
real
heard
glass.
about this. Yeah, Cornette did a thing on this. Punk was like, "What the fuck? Take your street fighting outside, you idiot." And that's the last I heard. I'm caught up to that.
So what Cornette evidently left out was that I guess they then had a little bit of a standoff. It got pretty tense. And so Punk, like a schoolyard bully, shoved Jack Perry.
Oh.
And then Jack Perry went, what the fuck, and shoved him right back, supposedly. And
Real
Punk's
quick
response,
before, is it confirmed that Punk did the first shoving? Like, is that acknowledged is true?
supposedly this was all caught on camera, because
Okay.
they were at Wembley, and Wembley has cameras everywhere.
Oh, was it Wembley, no less? Okay, good place to make a scene. Okay, go
Yeah.
on.
And apparently, Punk, after Jack Perry shoved him, Punk then put Jack Perry in a chokehold and choked him out.
Okay. Wow. All
Uh
right.
huh.
Well, this was like
So,
2 weeks ago, wasn't it?
if even that, I think it was might have been like a week, if not a few days.
That's pretty recent. Okay, yeah. Okay, go on.
So, yeah, now I guess Punk's finally been sacked. And
Right after
Rocky,
coming back.
yeah. And Rocky's in the wrestling thread right now saying, this is bullshit. They should fire Jack Perry too.
Nah, I can't agree with that. Not someone who usually kind of sort of defers to defending Punk. Nope, not today.
Yeah, Rocky's been on a real binge lately of like, CM Punk is the only interesting thing in wrestling, and AEW should do everything they can to keep a hold of him.
Uh, I mean,
CM,
that's a
CM Punk.
subjective opinion.
Rocky's been. I think I've talked to you before about Rocky's been losing his fucking mind lately. But
Oh yeah, yeah, you have.
like Rocky's been saying stuff like, if I'm not interested in anything in the wrestling industry, or if I don't have friends or family that's interested in the wrestling industry, then the wrestling industry is dying. And he's been saying Punk's the only thing that interests him. So now he's saying the wrestling industry is dead.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's yeah, okay. All right. Right then.
Like it's incredible. There's just some people who work purely off of anecdotal evidence and nothing else. You know?
Based on what you've been saying about Rocky, it sounds like that's really kind of all he's been on lately. That seems to be the spark that lights his fire now about everything. Well, this is how I feel, and or this is what I've heard, so this is how it is.
Yeah. I don't. I mean, he wasn't so insane once upon a time. Or well,
Yeah, yeah.
Ted's always joked about how much Rocky had a burning, raging hatred for John Cena. So I guess he was always a little bit crazy, at least in that regard. But
I guess it depends on how he was going about it. If he really was like he being Rocky, if he really was just going against Cena, just he sucks in every way, no one likes him, blah 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 blah. Then yeah, that's a little bit ridiculous. If he just said Cena's not a good wrestler, I mean, and I guess some could argue that he can sometimes be decent. I don't know, but that would at least be a little bit more balanced. Doesn't sound like that's what he was doing though.
yeah, ugh. Anyways, yeah,
So,
that stupidity, I guess, is going on in the wrestling thread right now. I just
did
glanced
that just
over.
did it just break? Is that brand new information then?
No, it broke about an hour ago, but it wouldn't be in keeping with Rocky's character for him to just go, huh, and then not drag out an argument for an hour.
I see. What was the original sentiment of the argument? Were there a lot of people there really saying a lot about it, or was it like someone mentioned it and then it just kind of went quiet for a while, and then only now is it really turning into something?
No, about an hour. Like, it was funny. It was like pure magic. Rocky hadn't said anything seemingly in days. But I then saw on Twitter, AEW put out the announcement, hey, we've parted ways with CM Punk. I put it in the wrestling thread, and like a fucking, like it was like, say the devil's name and he shall appear. Rocky instantly magically appeared. What? Oh, well, AEW's gone to shit.
Oh, okay. I mean,
It's as if AEW was good to begin
wasn't
with.
already yeah, wasn't already shit to begin with.
The crazy thing is AEW's numbers are going up because they're actually booking storylines now and not just going like, hey, it's Young Bucks versus Ray Phoenix and Pentagon. The match sells itself, doesn't it? No.
That
Wow,
is, yeah,
imagine
no.
storylines selling people. Wow.
I guess like with everything else, they finally decided correctly this time to just do what WWE is doing because that's what
Yeah.
every promotion does. Every single one, going back to like the fucking mid to late '90s, just do what they're doing. It'll work later, and now it finally is. 40
I,
years
I,
Yeah,
I
later.
imagine I imagine in like a month an announcement from WWE's Twitter or sorry X, WWE's X come out. Community manager Brooks is all entertainment.
yeah.
Wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, I don't know. It's you know, I have always defended Punk's decision to quit WWE when it wasn't going his way for whatever reason that may have been, for two reasons. One, if his contract was up, that is completely 100% his prerogative, and under no circumstances do I think someone should be blamed for not wanting to continue working somewhere for any reason. If they left legally, whatever, just didn't renew their contract, just quit, then fine, that's fine. I don't quite remember if it was that clean, so I will then say point number two. If what he said was true, that he was misdiagnosed by a doctor, he was constantly injured, people weren't taking him seriously as far as his health. If he said that he wasn't getting accurate payment, or at least was getting in his opinion at least underpaid, underpushed, blah blah blah, then again, I mean, one could argue then the specifics of, well, was he still under contract or what? Again, I think that he wasn't. I think he quit, just like sat out the last date or whatever, and then just left. If he was still under contract and everything else, then well, then we have to argue, well, was it just enough is enough? And again, in my personal opinion, that happens sometimes. Some people get to just the point where they're like, I'm just so incredibly unhappy. This isn't fun. I'm hating everything about my job. Blah 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 blah. I'm not going to take Ted's stance of, well, too bad. You just keep working anyway. I don't agree with that. So my point is, though I've always defended Punk on that front, I have also acknowledged that he's a fucking raging prick. I don't know what it is about him. He just completely has just something up his ass and always has. He thinks he's great. He has to go at people aggressively. He has to have an attitude about everything towards everybody, and I don't know why he feels that way, but clearly it is ostracizing everyone he even encounters. I don't know what AJ's doing putting up with it. I guess, she's got whatever, some kind of mental issues or whatever, according to her. So maybe they have something to do with that. I don't know.
Well,
It seems like no one can
I think
fucking stand being around this guy.
I mean,
Go on.
AG's been one of the biggest draws in the WWE for the past like I don't know how many years.
that
She
is
she's fought
completely
she
false.
she's fought fucking I don't know
Well,
Omas.
did you say that it's false that?
Okay.
Go
Okay,
on.
I
Yeah, you
see.
say
I
go ahead.
see. The gag that Eddie's going for is he's replacing AJ Lee with AJ Styles, who I assume Punk is
Oh,
not fucking.
it'd be funny if he were.
Something about
That
the
would be
letters
amazing.
A and J just turned Punk on so hard.
Apparently so. I mean, AJ Styles is not an unattractive guy. At the very least, though, I think that he would probably object to that particular lifestyle. It doesn't quite seem to fit with his overly Christian values.
Yeah, I mean, I doubt he's like got that much protest about it. He does hang out in WWE's backstage, but nonetheless.
Oh yeah, I mean, I don't think that he's necessarily homophobic or anything. It's just that because he wears his Christianity on his sleeve, generally that seems to be the type of person who would at least not necessarily inherently approve of that lifestyle. Whether they tolerate it or not, of course, that's a different thing.
Yeah, yeah.
But anyway, yeah, AJ Lee. I don't know what it is. I mean, they've had one of the rare successful celebrity marriages that's lasted like what, like 10 years now, 12 years, 10 years. Um, and
Well,
for I'm sorry. Go
Punk's
ahead.
for Punk's for a while been touring the country with AEW, and she tours the country separately with her own women's wrestling federation that she's apparently, I guess, the
Uh,
booker of. So maybe the marriage works
they're
by
not
just
around
not
each other.
being there.
That would make sense, actually. I was not aware of that. I didn't. I thought she was completely retired from all aspects of wrestling, just like stay at home, out of the public light. I thought it was that kind of situation, but apparently not.
In the last year or two, I think she was either the founder of or took over as the booker shortly after the founding of Women of Wrestling.
Okay, just literally just Women of Wrestling. That's what it's called.
Yeah, WOW.
Okay, fair enough. Has anyone seen it?
I've never seen any of it. No, but I've not been paying a whole lot of attention to the indies.
I see. Yeah.
Okay,
I've seen some good indie wrestling for the women. Go ahead, Alex.
I mean, for a good while there with WWE, the only way to get good American women's wrestling was watching the indies.
Yeah. That's how I saw some Shine and Shimmer, and they were both pretty good actually. I saw some really good matches there, but I don't know if they're still around. I don't think they are.
I don't know. Virtually everyone of significance who worked for Shine or Shimmer now works for either WWE or AEW.
Yeah, I would assume so.
Like, especially, like, you can look back at old Shine or Shimmer shows now, and it's like Shayna Baszler versus Mia Yim, and Tony
Oh,
Storm versus Ruby Riott, and it's like, oh, so yeah, they're not on the indies anymore, any of those four.
interesting. I didn't know that. Well, actually, yeah, some of them are actually with all of them are with WWE now, aren't they?
Yeah, there was a few, for a while, yeah, Triple H was literally snatching up every Shine or Shimmer girl he could get. And then, of course, in 2020, when Vince performed the fucking Red Wedding on Triple H there,
He really did.
he not only got rid of Hunter and Stephanie as much as he could, but he also made sure to purge as much of Triple H's boys and girls as he could. So a few were
Yeah.
lost there that went to AEW. Like, that's where Ruby Riott in particular was lost. And Tony Storm was more or less the last person to quit under Vince's regime because she didn't like Vince.
Which one? Who is that?
Tony Storm.
I'm trying to think of who she is, what she looks like.
Uh, blonde British girl with an abnormally, like, more or less pretty skinny, fairly good shape, with an abnormally massive ass. Notoriously.
Abnormally massive. Okay, then I'm sure is she in 2K23?
No, but she was in 2K22.
Then I might not know her, but the name sounds super familiar. I guess it doesn't matter. I was curious as to whether or not I recognized her. Cause now I'm curious with that giant, abnormally large ass. I wanna see what you guys are talking about.
Yeah, it sticks out notoriously. I'm in a position now. I want to move a bunch of this stuff out of the city square, I guess. But like, I don't know if Soon wants me to move his big gaggle of dancers, but I know that big gaggle of dancers is only going to increase in size with time.
Oh, are you talking about the ones on the stage here?
Yeah, and apparently the
You
game
know,
won't let me move the blacksmithing bench.
it won't let you move the blacksmithing bench. Which one? Just the basic blacksmithing bench?
Yeah, it won't let me move the blacksmithing bench over here. Yeah, and the
I see improved. Where's the basic one?
oh, I don't know if we have a basic one. I was talking about the improved. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're talking about this one here. Okay. You know what? You're right. Can't move this placeable.
Oh,
Oh, what?
the
What happened?
Turanian building set is in the bazaar. I'm buying it.
Oh, it's in the bazaar.
Yeah, I'm taking it.
Wait, does that mean is it DLC then or no?
No, okay, sorry. They made a second Turanian building set. There are two Turanian building sets.
Oh, okay.
And this one includes the stuff for making domed roofs and, like, other stuff. I'm gonna have to play with that in a little bit, but nonetheless, I just happened to check the bazaar because I noticed Soon had put down a bunch of bazaar stuff behind the treasure room.
Behind the treasury room, because I know that the treasury room itself is Tyrannia, is it not? Yeah, it is. Does that mean that you built this or Soon did? Because no. Oh, I'm sorry. The stuff behind the Tyrannian, I did that. I built that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Let's see. What is the material? Oh, it's a bunch of different stuff. Okay. Yeah. So back on this, I honestly, that's right. You weren't here when I said this. I was like, I built the stuff back here because, anytime that there's a structure that gets made that looks like it could be inhabitable, you've already kind of claimed it. That's not a criticism. That's just, I mean, you built it, so fair enough. It's just because of that, I don't know where to put any kind of home of mine. So I've just been kind of stashing stuff back here, living like a hobo. Like,
Okay.
well, I'll just live here behind the treasury, I guess. Which is fine. It's perfectly fine. Like I said, that honestly wasn't a complaint.
Well, I do think there is a lot of space in the castle that hasn't been expanded into that should be expanded into.
Is there?
Yeah, if you go over here, like this just
I mean,
big ass stretch of empty, you know?
oh, I thought you meant inside the castle already built structure. I see what you're saying. Okay, yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
I'll gladly build here. That's perfectly fine with me. I'll do that.
Yeah.
Then if you want, I can kind of stake the claim to this area here behind the Agrosian
The
crafting area.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do that then. Before I forget though, you were saying that this Turanian set.
Oh, I see.
Go ahead.
I see Soon also took the liberty of going ahead and taking some of this empty real estate here. I'm glad he did, because this empty space was bothering me.
Where's that? Where are you at?
Down near... Oh, he built a cannibal hut, I see.
Oh, that, right. Yeah, he built a new temple.
Yeah.
That was actually started that just a little bit before that same day you mentioned that you were going to do the same thing. Like, you came on later and said something about maybe using that space. And Soon might not have been clear enough or whatever, but I think he mentioned that he'd already taken it. Like, oh, I didn't know I'm building there or something.
Yeah, it's fine.
I'm thinking if you don't mind, it's your structure and it's really cool already as it is. Would you be necessarily against doing something like building a basement, a very basic basement in your bar where I can put some of the followers we might amass if we do the thrall thing?
Well, I was just now thinking, like, okay, that little thatched hut that I built downstairs next to Soon's Cannibal Shrine, I was thinking, like, I put in the work to build this, but I don't have any idea what the hell to do with it.
Okay, well, that'll work too. Oh,
Yeah.
this would be perfectly fine. This would be more than fine. Make
Yeah,
a really good follower area. Actually, I'll put a campfire in the middle or something. Make it like a little home.
Yeah, the spare follower hut. That probably should be where their beds go for the Thralls Are
That's
Alive
exactly
thing.
why I was asking. That was my next thing. I was gonna say is, yeah, they need specific thrall beds for this thrall system, and any spare thralls that we have that we might not happen to be using at the time, like maybe some of these dancers we can clean up or whatever, and put some of them down there too.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll get on that then. I will definitely do that, and I will designate my little area back here behind again this Agrosian area.
I see Soon upgrade the Darketo Shrine, so now we can perform greater magics using cum.
Oh, that's what that. Okay, I don't love magic then. Sex magic.
Basically,
Sex
yeah.
magic?
Yeah. Hey, we got some standards unlike that.
Got a mellow ship. Sorry, what? What are you saying?
We got some standards unlike that, what's his name? Chad whatever?
Chad. I do not know of a Chad.
The lead singer of Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Oh, no, that's, oh, fuck. Now I'm forgetting. It's not Chad. It's, Anthony Kiedis.
Oh, okay. Wasn't the lead singer before Anthony Kiedis? Wasn't he a Chad something or other?
Oh, maybe. I thought he was the original singer. I was not aware of that.
Well, one of the lead singers of Red Hot Chili Peppers slept with an underage Catholic schoolgirl and made a song about it.
One of them. They never. Seems like there's no end of those, is there?
Nope.
That's music. For some reason.
It seems like that's just how it goes. Yay. Well, yeah, I wasn't aware of that. He had some Chad he was. What's the opposite of Chad now? Since Chad is the alpha male.
Virgin usually.
What is it?
Virgin usually.
So the antithesis of Chad is simply just straight up virgin. That's
yes.
Okay, fair
There
enough.
was a Chad Smith on drums,
What was it? Chad Smith?
Maybe
but
I had it
but but,
mixed up.
but Chad Smith is still on drums.
Oh.
Okay, Addy, look up the inspiration for the song Catholic Schoolgirls Rule.
Oh, we've talked about this. I didn't know that was the name of it. That's so on the nose.
Yep.
Ugh.
Well, when everybody's gonna let you get away with it, why have subtlety?
Yeah, apparently. I mean, that's fantastic, isn't it? That's just really great.
Yeah.
I think last time we talked about this, I made some kind of like half joke about, you know what, they should just title it "I love having lawsuit violating or legal law violating anal sex with underage girls. I'm a total pervert and a pedo probably as well, but that's fine because I'm a celebrity and in particular a rock star, so I automatically get a free pass for some reason because our society is totally cool with that. So,
Yep.
shortened down to whatever. I'm an asshole or something similar for short
Yeah.
because that won't all fit on the disc.
Oh boy, yeah.
Okay,
It's
that's
the
Anthony Kiedis.
What?
Anthony Kiedis. Yes. Okay.
That's
Yeah,
that's the main singer.
he
Yeah,
yeah he wrote it.
he
He's
wrote
the
it.
Yep.
one. Yeah.
Oh, oh, we
So
have talked about this. Yeah, I remember being kind of stunned.
apparently the story is that uh it happened on tour. They got together. Allegedly, he didn't know until he was supposed to leave the town, and then they got together once more anyway. And then he went. They wouldn't have imprisoned me anyway because I'm famous.
Yeah, awesome.
Well, there's something incredibly fucking gross about still trying to use the excuse of like, well, I didn't know at first, but then I learned and I did it again. Like, what?
You know, now, well, first of all, I agree with you completely. Secondly, it's worth noting for anyone listening to this, it's the fact that the person doesn't know the girl's age is actually not even legally binding. That's not even an excuse. It is the absolute prerogative of the person having the sex to confirm in whatever way the law requires that she is of age. Like you can't say she lied, she looked it, she showed me papers. Like you have to straight up like have a fucking birth certificate in hand before you fucking mess with that shit if you want to be completely legally clear. So
Well, I'm lazy
even
though.
if he didn't go out and get the girl again, he still wouldn't have, that would not have flown. Well, I didn't know. Well, you know what? That's tough for you then, isn't it?
She
Sorry,
just
boss.
looked like one.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, again, I think that's federal. I don't know if it's like statewide. It's like no, that's too bad. If she looked it, that's a shame for you then, bud. Should have looked harder.
It is just
Yeah,
incredible.
yeah. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, it is just incredible how there are so many people that buy in on the idea that, like, the younger she is, the more of a man I am.
Yeah, I do not understand where that even comes from.
Me neither.
I mean, whatever. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I don't get the appeal. I don't get the appeal, or this idea of like feeling that you're some kind of conqueror, because you had sex with a girl who clearly didn't know what she was doing. I don't get it. I'll never get it. I'll never get this shit.
Nonetheless, on a less depressing note, I'm building a hut outside the. I built my. I don't know how busy you are with thralls, Mike. If you could come over and look at something I made real quick.
Actually, yeah. When I'm done looking at what you're doing, I could use your help down here with that hut. Where are you in relation to the hut? I'm coming upstairs.
Hello.
Oh, there you are, right there. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, just real quick, this is a little
No, that's
innovation
fine.
I've added. But for one thing, a set of stairs here leading to the other side of the palisades or walls or whatever you're supposed to call these.
I've never been up here before, believe it or not.
And over here, I have installed a way to get to the other side of the castle.
Oh, this goes to the other side?
Oh! Okay.
Oh no! Whoa!
Okay, yeah. If you hit that lever, it will take you down.
Oh, Soon was talking about this. It takes ages.
It does?
Cool, but he was going on about how slow it is.
Yeah, that sounds like soon.
I will wait out the ride though and see what you mean because it sounds interesting. Like, did you make a tunnel?
No. You can't dig in this game.
Oh, I figured that you could have blocked out, taken out all the when you said that you have a different way of getting into the front, I thought you meant that you actually like bored through the foundation, like one foundation piece at a time, getting through to the other side.
I never said that I put in a different way to get to the front.
Yeah, you just said you gotta. I thought you said the front. You said you have another way to.
No, I
I
said a way to get to the other side. That's what I said.
Oh, the other side. Okay, the outside, as opposed to the other side of the. When you said the other side of the castle, I thought you meant literally the other end of it.
Oh, no, like, hypothetically, I could do that. That would be kind of funny, honestly, but...
Yeah, just like a quick way. God, that's a really good view. Hang on really quick. I'm gonna take a screenshot. This is a really cool shot. And I found out that V takes away the HUD. It's a vanity shot. Vanity
Yes, though oddly it does not work on horseback.
That is odd. I don't know why it wouldn't. Bunch of bastards. Alright.
Stupid rat bastards.
Rat bastards. Alright, let me turn my display back on. And I will ghost myself back up there, because it'll be a little bit too quick. I'm a little too slow. You could actually save a little time from me having to show you. If you happen to go up to that hut, or down, I guess it would be down to that hut, is there a way that you could continue rounding it out or thinning it out? Can you alter the structure of the hut at all to where... Shit. I will actually have to show you what I'm talking about. Let's see. Admin panel... Ghost off. Okay, where are you? There you are. Yeah, if you'll go
I'm going down to the hut.
really quick. All right. It will make a good follower den. That hasn't changed, but there's one thing specifically. When you look at the beds, I want them to be the headboards up against the wall. But as you see, the design of the hut, they look all crooked there because for them to be flat against each wall, the design of the walls is making them turn out that way. Not that big of a deal. I could build like maybe a second floor that's flat and straight. Not a big deal, but I was wondering if there's anything that can be done easily to make it to where it's more smoothly round instead of angled round, if that makes any sense.
I believe if I built it out a little wider, it would end up as a slightly more perfect circle, but no matter what, there's always going to be this hard jut angle because there's not circular walls.
I kind of thought so. Okay, I just wanted to know ahead of time before I continued. Not a big deal. Just wanted to clear by you first.
Yeah.
That's perfectly fine. I have a couple ideas.
Ah! Jeez, all these dancers are lowering my frame rate.
Yeah, it's rough. I will, as soon as I start getting some thrall beds down there, which will be pretty soon, I'll start working on it, because, well, I might kind of disperse the dancers a little bit, because the thralls that really can do a lot are the fighters. I'm not sure if the performers can really do much with the new thrall system, because it's meant to be, again, like, immersive, and I don't think you can have the thralls, like, go out and do patrols and stuff like that. In my game, it didn't work. It only worked with fighters.
Yeah, they can still fight against anything that comes into the castle, but, I mean, I don't know if we want to hold off on the purge system until, like, they overhaul it.
Right.
Soon seems pretty eager to start purges as soon as possible, but I mean, with how crappy the purge system is right now, the only real perk to it is going and knocking them out and taking them as thralls, which we're not lacking for thralls.
I thought that he had intended to wait. Maybe it was you that said we should wait. I'm on the side of waiting because we're gonna get to know it, and then just like 2 weeks later, it'll be the new system anyway. So I'm just waiting.
Yeah, I want to wait. I believe Soon wants to rush it, but that's
I guess I was gonna say that does seem to kind of fit the characters. So yeah, I believe that's probably what it is.
What was it I was planning on doing?
So much to do, you always lose track.
Yeah.
I mean oneself. I also constantly lose track.
Oh right, I wanted to play with the new Turanian build set, right?
Oh yeah. I forgot then.
It's labeled Turanian expansion. Okay, because they've added it to the Turanian build set in the build menu.
Alright, so the Turanian set, or the Turanian building that's already here, our treasure room, is that not already, like, is that not just the regular Turanian stuff that's already available in the game?
Okay, so the Turanian DLC is what I used to make that. However, they, later on during Age of Sorcery, added to the Bazaar a Turanian building set expansion. That gives new Turanian pieces matching some of the stuff they came out with later. Like, you know how the Argosian building set has stuff for, like, domed roofs that the other
I
DLC
do.
building sets don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Turanian expansion set adds domed building options as well as more advanced stuff for building domed, like very nice big domed roofs.
So in other words, just more pieces in the Turanian style.
Yeah, a bunch more pieces in the Turanian style. Yes,
Okay.
exactly.
I just wanted to make sure because in my single player game, I've come to really like the Agrosian set. That might be my favorite. But then I remembered when I'm back in the multiplayer, I want to look at what this treasure room was because this treasure room is just gorgeous inside and out. And I did not realize it was Turanian. And so when you were talking about getting the new set, I thought, holy shit! Then did someone else build this? Maybe because you didn't have it yet. And if so, I want to get it then too. But apparently, I guess I already have it. I don't know why I didn't. I don't remember seeing it in my building set. That's for sure. That's really weird. I could swear that I tried. Let me look. Let me look. Like for example, just like the pillars and all that. I should be able to make that like anywhere, right? Any artisan table, or do I need a
Pillar.
specific Turanian artisan table to make this stuff? Is that what's going on?
No, the pillars are not something that's made at the artisan table. They're made with a construction hammer, like other building pieces.
Okay, then that would explain why I didn't see the pillars, which is weird because a lot of other armor sets let you build the pillars just. Oh no, you're right. You're right. You're right. Go on.
Yeah, Turanian is just one of the building sets, like where you find the Argosian stuff. It's just in the construction hammer.
Let me look then. Let's see. Because I don't know why. I tested out multiple styles today when I was building stuff in my single player game. I really upped my base. And I did not remember seeing the. Yeah, there it is. Tryon. Do I not have the pieces? Yeah, they're right there. What the fuck was I thinking? Why did I not.
What the fuck was I thinking, man?
Yeah. I mean, I'm looking right at it, and it's a really nice wall, and I'm. Wow, yeah, okay. Yeah, I guess I don't remember experimenting with this earlier. Maybe just when you've got them all together with the pillars and the statues next to it and the interior with the nice floors, I guess maybe it just looks so extravagant now as a whole that when I was in my game just experimenting with just the wall panels, I suppose I didn't realize the grandeur of how good it can look. And so I accidentally, just gave up on the Turanian set because it's really
Yeah.
nice. I really do like it very much. I'm kind of tempted to. I'll let you be the guinea pig since you want to buy it anyway. You'll have to let me know what kind of stuff you get. I mean, obviously, like you said, the domes, but I'm curious to see how much you get with that Turanian set because I could also get that, and I'm trying to save for really cool stuff.
I'll be honest. The Turanian building set was largely what I was saving for. I saw that listed for the DLC. Saw that listed for the past battle pass before, and I was like, "Son of a bitch, I want that."
Oh, interesting. It was on the battle pass.
Well, excuse
So
me,
you
not battle
could.
pass. The bazaar. The bazaar.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay. No, that's fine.
Using the new building set we got from the Sand and Stone mod, and I gotta say, like, it looks oddly hygienic.
Oddly hygienic.
Yeah.
With the... Go
Uh,
on. I'll ask my question afterwards. You might feed right into what I was going to ask anyway.
Soon already built the Cannibal Hut using one of the two Sand and Stone building sets.
Okay, I will go look at that then. That's exactly where I was going to go. I mean, that's exactly where I was going to go with the conversation, that is.
Yeah. And you know what? I should probably cut the recording soon. This has probably gone on for quite a bit.
About an hour, maybe.
Yeah, that's going to be a video that's going to take a little bit of work to upload. But nonetheless, folks, as the process continues of me building this nice little hut here, oh god, the sandstone foundations are floating. I'll have to fix that. But as this process continues, I will see you later, folks. Bleh.